First, just want to welcome everybody and thank you for coming today to the UW System Career Track today that is featuring Heartland Business Systems. And it's also hosted by UW Stout. My name is Katie. I'm the Employer Relations Manager with UW Stout Career Services. First off, shout out to Haley Carr with UW Superior Career Services and on the Truck Committee. She handles all of our technology, and thank goodness for her. I think I've emailed her like 9 times in the last couple of days. She makes it all happen, so we really appreciate everything that she does. First, little housekeeping thing, you will see a registration link in the chat. This allows us to keep track of everybody who attends our different tracks. If some of you might be receiving credit for attending today, so you want to make sure that you fill that out. We need everybody to fill it out as well, because we will follow up with you with a survey after today's session. So it can be found over in the chat. I'll share it in there a couple times throughout as well, in case you joined late and cannot see the link. All right, so if you haven't been able to attend any of the treks prior to today, you can find them on our website. We have all 13 recordings from fall semester, as well as all of the recordings from spring semester so far. So be sure to check those out. Little bit of background on the career treks overall. It is a collaboration between all 13 UW schools, with one school hosting a trek each week. This initiative is supported by the UW System President Tommy Thompson and our Board of Regents. Next week's trek is going to be hosted by UW Parkside and feature Kenosha Unified Public School District. All right, and one last thing, there's going to be a couple of poll questions that pop up. This just helps us so we have an idea of who is all here with us today. So just be sure that you fill out what school you are from and what year in school you are. All right, and as we wrap that up, again, just want to say thank you to everybody for being here. Thank you to Heartland Business Systems for being here. Again, don't forget to complete the registration form that you can find over in the chat. If you can't see it right now, I will add it again once I turn this thing over to Abby, but be sure you fill out that registration form so we can follow up with you after today. So I'm excited to introduce Abby Vandenberg with Heartland Business Systems. We're really excited to have you here today, and we're excited to learn more about you. If you have any questions throughout the event, please utilize the chat feature for those questions. I will keep an eye on that and moderate and make sure that they know what you want to know. So I'll turn it over to Abby, and I'll let you introduce the rest of your team that's here with you today.
Awesome, thank you. All right, Katie, I'm going to make you confirm. Can you see my presentation?
No, we can't.
I cannot.
No? Let's try that again. How about now?
Yep, here we go.
There we go. All right, well, hi everyone. My name is Abby. I am the college recruiter for Heartland Business Systems, and with me I have Steve Felton and Pierce Lannue. They're joining me to talk about their experiences a little bit later on in the presentation with Heartland, but we're all excited to be here to talk about our company and answer your questions. So this is just a brief overview of what I plan on talking about. I'm just going over who we are as an organization, our internship program, career openings, benefits of working for Heartland, and of course, any questions you guys have for us at the end of the presentation. So who is Heartland Business Systems? Heartland Business Systems is an IT consulting company based in the Midwest. We are the largest privately held technology VAR or value-added reseller in the Midwest. So pretty much anything that happens with a computer, we do it. We help clients achieve their full potential by providing end-to-end customized technology solutions backed by a local team of highly skilled experts. We offer solutions and services in the following areas: managed services, business applications, cybersecurity, professional services, collaboration, and infrastructure. And I won't go into too much detail on this slide because it's a lot of information, but I do like it because it shows how many areas we do provide services for IT. Our customers are primarily in healthcare, government, education, small, medium business, retail, manufacturing customers in that space. And I'd like to quickly go through Heartland's timeline. So starting in 1990, which was the year Heartland was born, this is Peter Helander. He is our president and CEO of Heartland Business Systems and Heartland Label Printers. So he founded the organization back in 1990. With our HBS roots dating back to the 1990s, Heartland Label Printers was providing packaging labels to the grocery industry. And then with the labeling division working as our workhorse, the demand for our company's technology expertise continued to grow and expand, which led to the creation of Heartland Business Systems. So we are two companies under one, Heartland Business Systems and Heartland Label Printers under Heartland Technology Group. And with the introduction of the World Wide Web and continuing growth of technology, HBS grew in tandem. With our headquarters located in Little Chute, Wisconsin, Heartland opened offices in Milwaukee, Madison, and the Eau Claire area in 1999. We have grown from a single office in northeastern Wisconsin to 10 locations throughout the Midwest. Our headquarters has grown significantly as well over the years. In the year 2000 and in the year 2004, we added 10,000 square feet and then an additional 16,375 square feet in the year 2007. So everybody that drives by Highway 41 recognizes the building as the large blue building off of 41. And then that brings us to the year 2021. Where are we today? It's an exciting time to be a part of Heartland Business Systems because we are growing. We now have locations across the Midwest. As you can see on the map I have here, we have locations in Wisconsin, Minnesota, Michigan, Illinois, Iowa, and Nebraska. We even have a data center located in Phoenix, Arizona. We now have roughly 50 sales consultants, 47 customer experience representatives, and 225 skilled service team members at Heartland Business Systems. Heartland Business Systems has also obtained many awards and achievements over the years, as you can see listed here. So just to highlight a few, we are a Cisco SLED Partner of the Year, and we have been for over 5 years. We're also a certified Microsoft Gold Partner, and we have over 500 certifications in Cisco, VMware, Microsoft, HP, Mitel, and more, all held among our skilled services staff. So how can you as students join Heartland Business Systems? As a student, you can join the HBS team by applying for our internship program. This is a great way to launch yourself ahead of your peers and join a talented and growing team. Applying what you've learned in the classroom to real-world experience by interning with us. Get the opportunity to learn and grow by working alongside our experienced engineers or HR business partners or accountants who mentor and challenge you to your full potential. Our internship program runs only in the summer, so May through August, and we typically offer internships on the infrastructure side of IT. Majors that we look for in that area would be computer network and system admin, computer network and information technology, and then also information communication technologies. We also offer engineering internships on the software side of IT, so those are going to be the computer science or MIS majors. And we also offer business internships. Usually those are in the finance or HR area. This summer, we have also added sales internships to our program and are still actively recruiting for those. So if you are a business, sales, or marketing major, I would recommend checking out our website to see what opportunities we have available for you. For all of our interns, we pair them up with a mentor who is a seasoned employee in the field. These mentors take the intern under their wing for the summer, work with them on projects, help them grow and enhance their skills. It's a great way for the students to network and build relationships within the industry of their choice. These are some pictures we've collected of our internship program over the years. We like to work hard and play hard. Every summer, our interns get to do a couple fun activities. Most of these photos are from the office, but we do like to take our interns outside for fun activities as well. In years past, they've gone to Lambeau Field for a tour. They've gone to minor league baseball games. And this past year, they did go to Badger Sports Park for mini golf and go-karts. Our interns also have the opportunity to study for and take an exam each semester. So this last year, our students studied for the CCNA exam. Heartland paid for the study materials and the exam. We also created internship study groups, which is led by one of our engineers. So we're giving our interns the opportunity to leave their internship with a certification and set themselves ahead of other peers. I'm now going to pass it over to Pierce Lannue, a former HBS intern, to talk about his experience with Heartland. Pierce, go ahead and unmute yourself and take it away.
Sure thing. Thanks, Abby. So, yep, as Abby mentioned, my name is Pierce Lannue. I am a consulting engineer here at Heartland out of Eau Claire. Specifically, I'm on the enterprise solutions team. So there's a couple different teams at HBS, and that is the team that I am a member of. So we service a lot of medium to large size organizations or larger K-12s and larger organizations. So I started interning back in 2016. I was a sophomore at UW Stout. I had just taken my intro level networking classes, and I went to the UW Stout career fair. Just totally going to the career fair just to kind of check it out and see, who all the employers were. And I actually didn't intend on leaving with a job. So, I was only a sophomore, and I'm like, oh, internships, those are for juniors or seniors. There's no chance that I'll get an internship. And I was just kind of browsing through the different employers, kind of chatting with some of them. And the last one I talked to was HBS. And it was just a great conversation. I didn't think much of it. And at the end of the conversation, the current director of engineering on our side of the company asked me to come to dinner with some of the other potential interns just to talk more, and I think it was kind of a way to feel us out to see if we'd be a good fit. And he at the end of that, he offered me an internship, much to my surprise. So I interned the summer of 2016, and I had just the best summer ever. I was doing exactly what I loved. I was applying everything I learned from my intro classes at Stout. And I was continuing to study for those technical certifications that we were learning about at Stout. So Stout, if you're not familiar, the CNIT program there, the couple intro classes prepare you for what's called the Cisco Certified Network Associate exam, or the CCNA. And the work I was doing in my internship was exactly that type of work that was helping me prepare for that exam. And Heartland was nice enough to provide study materials and a voucher to take the exam. And I was able to take the exam and pass that, all paid for by HBS, just because I was interning. I came back into Stout, then finished my my junior and senior years with that certification already under my belt. And that was just such a great experience that they allowed me to do that. Specifically during that first year internship, on screen is a picture of one of our clients that needed some help. So as a consulting engineer, we'll get called in either on break fixes, or, if some customer is down or something's going wrong, they'll bring us in to help fix those problems. Or otherwise it'll be, a contract solution where they'll say, hey, we need some new switching, or we need some new infrastructure. Come on in and we'll buy the product from you and the engineering hours to help, create it just how, best practices would have it. So this customer was one that we sold a solution to and we came in, and this is what I was greeted with, was this blob of cables that, you know, it was kind of interesting to have to sift through that. But, you know, as, you know, just, I was excited to do it because, hey, I'm like, this is, you know, this is great stuff. And, you know, I was able to trace some of the cables, figure out where everything needed to go. We got some different appliances on one side and computers, phones on the other side. And, you know, it was our job as the engineers to go through and make everything good again, because this needed some help. So this is the before picture. And then the next picture is kind of how we left it. So it was an improvement, to say the least. You know, this was, I had spent some time just cable managing it, but the fun part was really putting in and configuring the switches there on the right. Those are the products that we sold them, and we optimized them per, you know, best practices. And the customer was super appreciative of us not only cleaning up this mess that they had created over the years, but also, you know, we were able to feel good about coming in and leaving it better than how we how we arrived. So I was excited to do that. I learned so much from my mentor at the time. He was just a fantastic resource. Every mentor who takes on an intern at Heartland wants to do that. It's not, they're not forced to do it by any means. They're not strong-armed or anything like that. If someone takes on a mentor, it's because they want to teach. And my mentor at the time wanted to teach, and I learned everything I could from him, and that helped prepare me personally so much for my remaining classes at Stout. I was very, very, very appreciative that he was able to teach me as much as he did. And, you know, on the flip side of that too, Stout actually prepared me well for this internship too, specifically just some of the different classes that are required for the program. So we had like a professional speaking class, there was a technical writing class, a lot of different classes helped prepare me personally to do this job. And then this job helped prepare me to finish my classes at Stout. So it was really you know, just a culmination of great things came again from Stout and the internship program. So that is kind of my story and spiel on that. So kind of started as an internship that year, 2016, interned again in 2017, because this internship went so well this year, for that's 2016 anyways, went so well. They asked me to come back, I interned again. And then at the end of that internship, they offered me a full-time job. And so I started full-time in 2018, and this is going to be my third year here. And last year, I was actually able to give back and be a mentor myself and kind of help kind of continue that path for someone else. So I was really proud I was able to help that, and I want to continue doing that. So I think I could probably transition it to Steve. Steve Felton, he's also here with me. We graduated together, so I'll hand it away to him.
All right, thanks, Pierce. Yeah, so like Pierce said, we graduated together. I have actually pretty similar story to Pierce. I wasn't really expecting much out of going to the career conference either. I thought, okay, I'm going to go here. I'm going to see kind of what's out there. I talked to a couple people, maybe give a couple resumes out, and that would be it. Maybe I get something, maybe I wouldn't. But I noticed, just like Pierce said, when you walk around and you start talking to some of these people, I got onto the Heartland Business Systems desk, and when I started talking about them, they're not really just trying to sell me on anything. They started talking IT with me. We were just kind of throwing around terms and stuff and talking about projects I've been working on, and they said the same thing. So I thought, well, this is a great fit. So I kept talking to them, and they invited me as well to a dinner, and kind of the rest is history. I got my internship in 2017. I only did one internship with them, but I did that in the summer of 2017. At that internship, I got landed on the small biz side of the house. So Pierce is on the enterprise side, where they work with pretty large companies. So most of the customers that I work on are roughly 500 employees or less. I've got several of them now that are pretty close to that. But yeah, there's some really small customers that I worked with and some really pretty big customers. So throughout my internship, I was kind of working with a guy that had been there for quite a long time, quite the character. I learned a lot from him, especially about the social side of IT, because I think that's one thing that nothing can really totally prepare you for. You go to school and you learn all the technology, you prepare for your CCNA, and you might take a technical speech class or a writing class, which is super helpful. But there's nothing like going in front of a customer that's network is down and trying to explain to them what you need to do to fix it. Basically, nothing feels like it helps, but that's part of the internship is you kind of get thrown in there. You know, you have a mentor that's helping you along the way, but you're going to customer sites, doing real work for real customers with real impacts. So the internship is just such a huge part of how I got started in Heartland and started in IT, really. So at the end of the summer of my first year at 2017, they offered me a full-time position. And that is kind of a fairly common way of getting in at Heartland. You go through the internship process, and the internship kind of molds you as an engineer. It teaches you those soft skills that you may not have yet, or hones the ones that you do have. It also gives you, like Pierce says, the opportunity to do your certifications and kind of learn on the fly and kind of get ready even for maybe your last semester at Stout or last year. Like for me, I went through the CCNA and learned a ton of stuff on the fly in the internship. And then when I came back that next semester, everything felt super, not really easy, but it was a lot easier because I saw it in the real world. You know, it wasn't just sitting and looking at it in my textbook. It was actually seeing it in real life. So then I started in 2018 after graduating with Pierce, started full-time in SMB. And kind of the nice part about the transition from an internship to full-time was I had been working with several customers in my internship. And one of the ones is what you see here on the slide. I actually installed all the equipment in my internship. And then once I got into full-time, I came right back to this customer and started servicing it next year. So when you have your internship, you work with all these customers, make all these relationships, it transitions so smoothly into working full-time because you're still working with the same people. You've already kind of learned a lot of the structure to Heartland and how it works. And you learn all these sales groups and the service department, and everybody knows you. So coming back after my internship, it just felt like home again. And it's just like a continuation of my internship. So kind of to touch on starting into full-time. So the transition felt pretty easy from an internship. You don't necessarily have to do an internship. You can come in directly on full-time, but it is handy to have the internship. But when you come in, kind of some of the things to know is you're not just coming in and you're an engineer and you just got to figure it out and you're out at your customers and fixing problems. You come in and are added to you have a smaller team within your bigger team. So you have enterprise, which Pierce works on, and I'm on the SMB. Within each of those kind of facets, you have all these smaller teams. So you're given access to a small team of really intelligent people that have been around for a long time. So coming in as full-time, still fresh out of school, I had direct access to 6 other individuals that have gone through everything I went through and have been doing it for years. So it made the transition super easy, comfortable. I still am learning a ton, but my day-to-day is kind of crazy on the SMB side. From a day-to-day, I don't necessarily know what's going on, what's going to break today, which is kind of the exciting part for me. It can be kind of stressful at times, but like just as of yesterday, I was building a email server, doing an email migration, and then the afternoon I was pulling phone lines for a customer. It's just day to day it's very interesting. Stuff changes day to day, and that's kind of what I love about it. You never know what's going to happen next. IT is always evolving, and so is this job. So what I would definitely recommend to you guys is get out to your career fair every time it comes up. Talk to employers, definitely look into internships. Internships are going to like the best thing I ever did. It prepared me so much for coming into full-time, but also make use of all of your Stout organizations. Me and Pierce, helped run Association of Information Technology Professionals, AITP, at Stout. And that experience alone helped so much as well in molding me as an individual and as a leader. So definitely make sure you use all of those resources that Stout has. They're invaluable to you. So with that, I'll hand it back to Abby.
Awesome, thanks guys. All right, so like Steve mentioned, you don't have to necessarily be an intern. You can jump into a full-time opening. So if you're a soon-to-be grad, you should definitely look at our website, our current opportunities page that I have listed here on this website. I have listed here a couple of our opportunities that would be available for new grads, but of course we do have more listed on our website. So the consulting engineer and systems engineer are more so positions on the IT side of the business, but we do also have positions, of course, outside of IT on the business side. And so I threw an example of here of our current accounts receivable associate position. And why should you join our amazing team? Our amazing benefits. We offer health and wellness, competitive pay, we have company growth and stability. Heartland offers community involvement and support. We also offer personal development. Heartland is really big on growing your own talent, which is why the internship program is so important to Heartland Business Systems. But we look beyond the internship as well. So as a current employee, we encourage your professional development. Personal time is important to Heartland Business Systems as well. A really cool bonus that we have for our employees is unlimited paid time off for certain positions that are salaried. So basically, you can be off whenever you want as long as you get your work done. We're not managing when you can be on vacation or not. So that's a cool bonus that not a lot of companies offer at this time. And we also have advancement opportunities. We have a fantastic company culture. Our culture and our working environment really stem from Heartland's core values, which are performance, respect, innovation, development, and excellence. Pierce and Steve can atone to this poster is hung up in every Heartland office and in every Heartland conference room that we have, because that's how important it really is to us. So really striving to live these 5 pillars, I'll call them pillars, really striving to live these pillars every day. And in our recruitment efforts, we look for individuals who will also strive to live these with us. Heartland Business Systems also has a diversity, equity, and inclusion team that focuses on these 4 major categories: education, recruitment, ERP, and community. So members of this team are employees from all areas and Heartland locations who are motivated in making a difference and have a passion for celebrating every individual's uniqueness. On the right, we have a word bubble here that was created from individuals involved on our DEI team on what diversity, equity, and inclusion mean to them. Unity, belonging, and tolerance being what our team feels are the most important and what we are really focusing on and striving for within our company culture. I just wanted to throw our social media handles here. So follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn to take a peek at our company culture and see some of our featured current openings that we post daily. We try to stay very active on our social media platforms and communicate with potential applicants, candidates, and other individuals within the community. And with that, I will open it up to any questions for myself or for Pierce and Steve.
Hi, Abby, it's Katie. I have a question.
Sure.
You mentioned professional development. So is there professional development opportunities for interns and for your full-time employees? And what does that look like for them?
Yep. So for the interns, we have an amazing corporate trainer here at Heartland Business Systems. Last summer, we did offer our interns to take a class with him on their workplace personality. So it was a way for them to kind of identify their strengths and weaknesses in the workplace. How do you communicate with others? And that's something they can take with them as they develop professionally. So we do offer opportunities for interns outside of studying for an exam. And then we also, for our full-time employees, offer classes similar to that. We also encourage individuals to if they have an interest in it, continuing their education, we're highly supportive of that, along with our own internal courses that we offer.
All right, got another question here. How can a candidate stand out when applying to Heartland Business Systems?
That's a great question. If you're an intern, I definitely would recommend listing some of the projects that you've worked on within your school program, just so that we can see what type of technologies you've used. And if you're applying for a full-time position, if you're a new grad, I would recommend doing the same, really highlighting those technologies that we would use within Heartland Business Systems. And I listed a couple earlier, so Cisco, VMware, Microsoft, things like that.
Once you are employed by Heartland, what's the opportunity look like to move around? Maybe you want to try something new, and like, is there promotion from within? What does that look like?
There's always the opportunity for promotion from within. We always recommend that you just speak to your supervisor, tell them your interests. I know from an internship standpoint, if our interns have an interest in a different area that they're not working on with their mentor, we strive to get them that experience. And we would try to do that with a full-time employee as well if the opportunity was available.
How has the company shifted with COVID? Are there more people working remote? Have you continued to be in office? What does that look like?
Yeah, so it's been a mix. I come into the office. It really kind of depends on the individual and their comfort level. So it's a mix of people working from home or in person. And we are hopefully coming back in person in a couple months here as COVID kind of settles things down. But we've really heavily been relying on technology to get us through the pandemic. We have started offering a couple remote positions. We do have a couple remote positions listed on our website, but we still, again, have a mix of the in-person versus remote for careers.
This one, all of you have to answer this question. What is your favorite thing about working at HBS?
I'll go first. So I would say my favorite thing is the company culture and my teammates. Everybody is amazing. Pierce and Steve are fantastic. Just everybody's willing to help out wherever they can and collaborate. So it's a really great environment. Pierce, you want to take it away?
Yeah, kind of building off what you said, and Steve mentioned this too, but you have such a wide access to a variety of different individuals on our engineering team. You know, if you're ever stuck or if you're encountering something that you're not familiar with, you know, you're not alone. You have, all it takes is just one Teams chat message to one of the variety of different channels that we have for different technologies and whatnot. Everyone asks all sorts of questions, beginner, advanced questions. You know, that's the beauty of it, is that I've never once felt like I'm in this alone and I have no one to ask or lean on for help. Even from when I was an intern all the way till now, you know, it's one of those things where you have such a again, a vast variety of individuals to talk to and ask for assistance if you ever feel like you need help. But because, you know, consulting, at least in our field, can be a little bit daunting, you know, especially if you've never done it before. You know, you kind of go on to the customer site and they kind of look to you for advice, you know, so you're the one providing you know, the expertise. And that's sometimes, again, that could be just a little bit daunting for some people, but it's not just you. You're not alone. You can always ask anyone for help. And it's that kind of collaboration, that teamwork that I really appreciate, you know, about the company and specifically about what I do. How about you, Steve?
Yeah, I mean, I tend to agree with that too. That's always been what I love about it, is just the people that you get to meet. There's so many people with different specialties and different facets of life that you get to meet. But just beyond even working just at Heartland, but also my customers. So I think I have a fairly good personal relationship with every one of my customers. That, you know, I'll text them on the weekends and stuff. I mean, I make pretty good friends with my customers, and you get to learn so much outside of just Heartland as well. So, like, for example, one of my customers is a call center. Starting at Heartland, I knew nothing about call centers or really not much about phone systems at all. I mean, it was not my specialty. I had taken a class at Stout and that was about it. but now I've been working there for a couple of years and I love it. I mean, I've learned so much about call centers and, the people that they work with. I think it's just, for me, my favorite part of everything is the personal relationships that I've developed over the past few years, even more so than the technology, because, you have to have people. So that's definitely my favorite thing, is just learning about all these different people and different organizations and different types of businesses that I maybe never heard of. Like I have a customer that I didn't even know what they did really when I walked in the first day. And I look over and, oh, these guys actually make Yeti coolers, like out in the middle of nowhere. I had no idea. So it's just kind of the cool stuff that you see every day.
I hope you got a hookup for that, because that would be awesome. Another question here. What opportunities do you have available for international students, either through internships or full-time employment?
So we, at this time, Heartland does not sponsor any sort of student visa. So as long as they're eligible to work in the United States without a visa sponsorship, they should be able to apply for our positions.
Excellent. I'm going to ask another question too for Steve and Pierce. What is one thing, looking back with your time at Stout, that you felt prepared you well for your internship and now your positions at HBS?
Yeah, I think the Stout, Stout's, the CNIT program specifically, is huge. That prepares you for all the technical side of the job, but just, I think there's pieces to, student orgs and actually the social aspects of Stout that sometimes, you don't really realize at the time, how that's preparing someone socially, to enter the workforce full time. But like student orgs, Steve mentioned the student org that we both ran as president and vice president together, AITP. That student org just did wonders for us. I think we were communicating with other employers, not just for our sake, to look at other jobs, but also we were helping connect employers and students and other members of the org, and by relation, the CNIT program and other students as well, not just members of the student org, with job opportunities. And that, just looking at that from the inside out, student orgs and those different tools that you have, at I'm sure not just Stout has student orgs, but any, campus or organization like that, those are huge. Those are amazing opportunities, and you'd be surprised at what can come from those. So my advice would be just to, definitely take advantage of those if you have the opportunity to. And that was something that, Stout did really good at, was just how much, I guess, resources they give the student orgs to thrive, from different pieces like budgets, and giving, students who run those orgs the ability to spend money on different things in order to help kind of procure this, this well-run and great organization. And there's so many different student orgs too. It's not just technical related ones. There's all sorts of student orgs. So that's my piece about it. How about you, Steve?
Yeah, I would say that kind of the same. Student orgs was huge in the social aspect of going to Stout. But for me, specifically in the CNIT program, CNIT really is a great program for learning. Sorry, getting calls. Just learning the technical aspects a lot. And there's some really great courses in there to kind of talk you through, like doing network design and stuff, where you do presentations, which kind of feels like how you talk to customers as well. But I think the biggest thing that I got from CNIT and Stout is the hands-on aspect of it. The hands-on, minds-on type idea is amazing. I can't really imagine going to a place not getting to put my hands on the equipment that I'm going to be configuring every day. So that is probably one of the big things for me, but also the hands-on working with groups at Stout too in CNIT, because you're around all people that think similar to you, probably more people than you'll ever meet in the rest of your life. I mean, everybody there is there for the same reason. It's to learn IT. So you get to learn along with each other. So just having those people around you to kind of help mold you along the way was probably the biggest thing for me.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to put another call out there for questions. If anybody else has questions, to drop them in the chat. Give it a couple moments here. All right, I'm not seeing anything else come through. So just going to kind of end here by saying thank you to Abby and Pierce and Steve for being here today. We really appreciate you partnering with us for the career trek. And I thank you as well to the UW System Career Treks Committee. It's been really fun as a newer employee at UW Stout to partner with everybody across the whole system. It's been a lot of fun working with everyone. Just a reminder that today's session has been recorded and you will be able to find today's recording on our website. I just threw that in the chat there for you. It should be up there no later than noon on Monday. So thank you again to Heartland Business Systems, Abby, Pierce, and Steve. Thank you so much. Thank you to Haley, and thank you to everybody who attended. I hope everybody has a great afternoon.